Hi everyone, welcome to Shaddai English Academy. I'm teacher Orlando. Long time no see, guys. I was on vacation from my YouTube channel, but I'm back. I'm here, and in today's lesson, we're gonna learn how to talk about an indefinite time in the past. We're gonna learn how to use the present perfect, and the focus when we use the present perfect is on the action rather than the time. Okay, we're gonna focus on the action. Let's see these examples. I have done my homework, or I've done. Mary has worked so hard. She's worked. As you can see here, we don't have a specific time when these action or actions started, but we have the action. We know that something has happened. How do we form the present perfect? We're going to use the auxiliary verb have or has plus a past participle verb. In previous levels, we already learned how to use the present and the past, like do, did. Here we're going to use the past participle of the verb. In this case, we have done. Those verbs that are regular verb will pass the same in the past participle. It is so important that you make a list and try to memorize the the irregular verbs, right? Because if you don't know how to use them, it's gonna be a little bit complicated. So you gotta try to study so hard to memorize them so you can use them correctly in the present perfect. So when I say I have done or Mary has worked, this is the present perfect. So you have to use the auxiliary verb have or has. All right? And look at this here. We have the contraction or the short form. Okay? Have, I've, I have. You have. They have or they've. She has or she's, and so on. Here we also have the negative form, have not or haven't. In conversational, we um, we use more the negative or the contraction form. Haven't. I haven't talked to the president yet. I haven't visited the United States. Or has not, hasn't. We can also use the present perfect to talk about time from the past until now. For example, to talk about a person's life. You've been to Canada, but you haven't been to Alaska. Mary has had many different jobs and has lived in many places. So you can use the present perfect to talk about someone's life. You'll see the use of ever and never in the present perfect. Ever is used in questions. Have you ever been to the United States? ¿Alguna vez? Have you ever seen Fast and Furious 8? Have you ever seen Titanic? This is the way to answer, right? You can also use never. I've never been to the United States. I've never been to the United States. If you say I haven't never, that's incorrect because when you say never, you are saying something negative. So remember, ever is used in questions, never in negative statements. Since and for to say how long. We use since with a stated start time in the past. If we want to say when the action started, we use since. Desde. For example, I have studied English since 2019. Desde el 2019. If you want to say when the action started, you use since. How long have you studied English? Since 2019. For is used to describe the period of time from its start until the present. If you want to say the period of time that something has happened, you use for. I have studied English for 2 years. How long have you studied English? For 2 years. To say how long, to say the period of time that an action has been or has happened. You can also use just, already, and yet. Just is used to say that something happened in a short time ago. For example, are Diane and Paul here? Yes, they've just arrived. When I say they've just arrived, I mean that maybe they arrived in 10 or 20 minutes ago, all right? Justamente, ellos acaban de llegar, all right? Already, before you expected, before I expected. John, this is Mary. Yes, we've already met, but I wasn't expecting that John and Mary have already met. So that's why when he said we've already met, it's like something that you were not expecting. Ya nosotros nos conocemos. Have you already read the book? Yet, until now. I haven't talked to the president yet. Esta palabra es como decir todavía, all right? Todavía no he hablado con el presidente. You can also use it in question. Have you read the book yet? ¿Ya leíste el libro? ¿Ya has leído el libro? So you can use just to say that something has happened in a short time ago, already, before you expect it, cuando tú no esperas que alguien ha hecho algo, o cuando tú vas a decirle a alguien que ya pues has realizado una acción, pero esa persona no lo estaba esperando. And yet, para decir que ya pues algo ha sido hecho, o también lo puedes utilizar in questions. Before, recently, lately, still, and so far. My father has been to New York before. So he has already done the action, all right? The action was done in a period of time, of course, in an unknown time, because it doesn't say when the action happened. Remember that when you use the present perfect, the focus is on the action, all right? Have you been to Paris before? Puede usted utilizar el before tanto en affirmative como in questions, right? Have you seen a good movie recently or lately? I mean, in these recent time, in these days, recientemente, últimamente. You still haven't seen Fast and Furious 8? I have seen it 3 times so far. So still is used in negative or in questions. And so far is used to say that an action has been repeated. So guys, remember present perfect is used to talk about an indefinite time, pero si queremos decir cuando la acción pues inició, utilizamos since. Si queremos decir por cuánto tiempo se ha hecho, utilizamos for. And remember that the contraction is v or s. All right? Don't confuse. For example, when I say she is done, it's not the verb to be, all right? It's not the verb to be. Enfatizar que es necesario manejar los verbos irregulares, ¿ok? Los verbos irregulares. Lo que son regulares pasan igual. Así que espero que hayan aprendido algo con este tiempo.